we are all very glad that, we get a chance to take this time together. If you're eating lunch, pretending you're eating a lunch, or, skipping it because you are multitasking. Whenever we do these, we like them to be pretty conversational, low key, cameras on or off. You can join in if you want, very lunch table vibes. We'll do some chatting. I have some trivia because I don't know if anyone else is watching the Olympics, but I am super jazzed about them. I think it's a great thing to kind of break up the winter blues. So feel free to use the chat or unmute in whatever way is easiest for you today. To get started, I just wanted to, introduce an event that is coming up, a part of our webinar series on March 4th. We have Tracy Blass, the CEO and president of Compass Government Solutions. She's going to be discussing the real story behind growing a small business. She'll be doing it fireside chat style with our very own Mel Shoemaker. You're not going to want to miss this one. Tracy is wonderful, Mel is wonderful, and I'm not just saying that because I used to work for them. So make sure you register at chesapeakeapmp.org, and it'll be live via Zoom. Lunch gifts during the session. What do you mean by that? Just checking the chat. I wanted to kind of start with just a casual conversation. If anyone knows if they are attending BPC Denver yet, I know that I will be attending as the chair of the Pride Affinity group, as well as a speaker. But I'd love to, if people could come off, if anybody wanted to come off mute, say anything that if they're doing anything at BPC specifically, or just attending or hoping to attend yet.
I am really hoping to attend. I've got my request in. It used to be a given that we would get to go to conferences. Given the current state of federal procurement, I'm probably going to get approval, but I'm still waiting for that official word.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah. Well, I hope that anybody who is there, yes, there will be prizes for trivia. Thank you so much. I hope that if anybody else is going to BPC, you'll, if you can't make my session, I know Brenda's doing a session, or just connect during one of the events. I saw on the draft agenda that they're going to do a regiception again this year. I know last year they had switched to doing a happy hour, but it looks like the regiception is back. I have also, Matt, I've been watching the hockey as well. I've been very invested in the women's hockey. I haven't caught as many men's as much, but it's kind of when I wake up and see it on the TV. Yes, and Brenda's doing a session with the APMP fellows. Oh, men's starts today. That makes sense then why I haven't caught it. Um, and I will be doing a solo session.
Is anybody watching figure skating?
I have been catching clips of it. Brenda, you've been watching?
Yes.
Yeah, Mel.
Love it. Love it. I just put that in my chat. Sorry, I'm not on video, guys.
All
Yeah,
good.
the supposed huge star of the Olympics, Ilya Malinin,
That's
is
what I watched last night. The
from,
rewatch.
yeah, it's from where I am. The high school he graduated from. My son went to an academy class there a couple of years ago, and he's a current student at George Mason,
Oh,
which my son is a senior now. My older son's a senior, and they offered him a scholarship. He hasn't decided where he's going to go yet, but it would be super cool if he went to the same college as Ilya Malin. They're both looking at engineering possibly, so that would be super cool if they were in a class together.
that would be very cool. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, that kid is he's pretty incredible. I've caught clips of those.
Yeah.
There's someone from Virginia. Yeah, I always like to find out who the local Olympians are. Being in Maryland during the Summer Olympics, we usually have a handful on the swim team. But I always like to, I love the personal stories of the Olympics. Um, oh, Ilias from Vienna, Virginia. That makes sense.
Yeah, there are a couple from Maryland, as Brenda put, but I can't remember who.
Yeah. Yeah, I just love I love getting some of the personal stories. And I know everybody, I'm going to get into curling in a little while, but everybody was really kind of all eyes on the mixed doubles curling team for US. But then a brother and sister ended up winning from Sweden, which is pretty cool. And you got to think those parents are probably pretty chuffed. Um, just going into the next slide, wanted to take a minute and introduce our 2026 corporate sponsors. If you were on our last webinar, you may have heard about them. Autogen AI, Lowfield Consulting, and SMX are our team sponsors. Our team sponsors. My head has been in baseball as well. Our corporate sponsors for the Chesapeake chapter. We are looking for one more 2026 corporate sponsor. So if your company would have any interest, please, you can reach out to anyone from the board here. I'm just checking the chat. Simone Biles lives in the same suburban areas of Houston. Oh, that's really cool, Matt. You can see her training facility from the backyard. That's really neat. I don't understand the curling scoring either, but I do understand vibes, and that's what I go off of. Someone someone on the internet said that Summer Olympics are like day shift and Winter Olympics are the night shift. Uh, just the insane death defying acts that sometimes they do, and then there's curling. But yeah, and you can see I was gonna get into Olympics anyway. If you're anything like me, you have a medals count up and running. It's on my TV over there to pop over and look. Um, and I think that anytime I get into watching sports, I tend to really um, I start to think about the strategy behind it. And when I watch curling, especially, there's there's a lot of strategy that kind of goes unnoticed unless you get all the details. And I think that a lot of that aligns with proposals as well. I feel like a lot of us can relate to creating a strategy that nobody else understands and trying to explain it in a way that people do. Um, but sorry, I have a million screens up. Been saving some copy and paste and formatting work to do during the ice dance competition. Yeah, the ice dance is really interesting because it's very similar to the figure skating, but no jumps. I watched a whole video about how scoring is done for figure skating and ice dancing. But don't ask me any questions about it. Not too much processed. Christy, you have gate lined up. Yeah, I would love to have everyone introduce themselves. Yeah. So I'm Cal Raleigh. I work for K2 Consulting, and I am part of the program committee here with the Chesapeake chapter. So I'd love to, take a break from this and have folks introduce themselves. Going to kind of save everybody coming off mute at once. I will go ahead and just kind of call as I see people in their boxes. So Sam, that puts you up first.
Hi, I'm Sam Weaver. I live in Vienna, Virginia, and work for a company called Procentrics, a Microsoft shop, basically. And yeah, I've just recently joined the Chesapeake chapter because it's more active than the NCA chapter, which I had been a member of for a long time. I didn't know that you could just choose a different chapter than your geographic area. So I've always loved the Chesapeake webinars. I found them incredibly helpful. So I thought I would join the chapter.
We love that. We love new members. So first of all, welcome to the Chesapeake chapter. The NCA chapter for 2 years has been trying to poach me over there, but I refuse to go. I have a soft spot for the Chesapeake chapter, and I think that our webinar series is just excellent. So it's good to hear that that's a reason why you came over. Brenda, you're my next block.
Hey everybody, I'll go one Sam, one better. I used to be president of the NCA chapter. I came over here, so that's thrilling. So, but I love the Chesapeake chapter. We're small, we're super friendly, and just want to hear from everybody else. Thanks, Kel.
Yeah, of course. Christy.
Howdy. I'm Christy Hollywood. Um, I work at Hollywood and Associates, so consulting, mostly proposal review, capture, interim, BD, fractional kind of work. Most of my time these days is with Integral, who teams with Procentrics on several things. So shout out to Sam. Um, and yeah, I'm in Annapolis, so this chapter makes more sense. And I've known Brenda for ages and adore Martha too. Good to meet you, Cal.
Nice to meet you as well. Mel, you're up.
Hey everybody, my name's Melissa Shoemaker. I am a newer member to this chapter. I also came from National Capital. I am currently a vice chair for programming, and I live in Calvert County, Southern Maryland. A little farther away from some of you people.
I'm coming down for crabs this year. I
You
say it
should.
every year, but I'm doing it. Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Plenty
relatives
of
in
room.
Charles County, so I get down that way.
Nice. It's a little in the boonies, but we're here.
I love it. Martha?
I'm Martha Swift. I am the past chair, current vice chair of the Chesapeake chapter. I work for Collins Aerospace, and I'm not a founding member, but I was one of the original members when the chapter was founded in 2011. I was at a conference at BPC in Denver, and someone said, "Hey, we're starting a chapter. You should join us." And so I've been a member since 2011. And ever since Brenda and the rest of the chapter board members joined on, we've really grown. We have consistent webinars once a month. We're doing in-person events. We're doing these virtual events. And it's great because we've got members from literally all over the world. And so I'm really proud of what we've done. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Nazira is going to do. She's our new chapter chair. I'm looking forward to seeing what she's going to do with the chapter.
Wonderful. And Martha forgot to mention, or is just too humble to mention, that she won APMP's Chapter Leader of the Year award. So, which I feel like that deserves a little recognition at the luncheon.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's nice to have the shiny trophies. So I appreciate the nomination, and it was exciting to win. It's a great chapter. We really our members are really engaged, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Shelby, I've got you next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shelby Holloman Carley, based out of Baltimore, Maryland, and I work for Crane Integrated Facility Services, which is an affiliate of Service Master Clean. It's a custodial services company, commercial cleaning company. I've been part of the chapter, I think, for a couple of years, but really have only gotten involved in the last year. Everyone I've met here at the live luncheons or any other event I've attended, just the nicest people in this chapter, honestly. And thanks to Martha's friendship and leadership, all the things that she's great at, I'm happy that I'm taking on a vice chair role for membership. So if you have any questions, if you're not already a member of this chapter, you want to become one, feel free to ask away any questions. But I'm really excited to continue to be more involved in the chapter this year.
Wonderful. Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong, but Akeisha?
Oh, you were right, Akeisha, because
Excellent.
it's just Keisha with the A.
All right, perfect.
Hey everyone, yes, I've been in the chapter for a while. I had to leave for a little bit because I had my little grandson. He was born, so I had did grandmother duty for about 13 months. So I'm back. I am with the RSM Federal, doing coaching right now. So that's been wonderful and something new. Not doing my proposal writing as much right now because, when you have them grandchildren and stuff, it's just, So I'm just doing coaching right now and just a little bit of consulting. And that's it. So I'm taking it easy now, just slowly getting back into the thing, everything. And I love this chapter. That's why I won't go anywhere.
Well, we love to hear that you won't go anywhere. I know Brenda relates to grandparent privileges and living that grandparent life. Um, yeah, I can't relate. My brother and sister-in-law drop off the kids, and the grandparents, they they do so much, and then they pass out as soon as they're gone. Uh, so, yeah, love that you're able to take that time and come back with us. Nazira, Madam Chair.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Nazira. Everyone calls me Nazi. I'm the current chapter chair for the APMP Chesapeake Chapter. I've been with the chapter for maybe 6 or 7 years. Brenda and Martha pulled me into the fold. I think everyone kind of has that same story about NCA. I think by default, they push us into NCA, and then we stumble across the Chesapeake chapter, and it's, of course, an amazing experience being a part of the Chesapeake chapter. I work for Wetland Studies and Solutions, Inc., which is a Davy Tree company, and that kind of runs parallel to the AEC industry. It's an environmental consulting firm. So coming from, kind of different industries, this is a little different but fun for me. I've been with this company since 2023. Very excited for this luncheon. I'm very excited to take on this role with the Chesapeake chapter. I tell people all the time that when I joined the Chesapeake chapter, I was really kind of just stumbling along in my career in proposal management, didn't really know what I was going to do. And, meeting Martha and Brenda and them giving me those little gems and kind of helping to guide me has really been pivotal and, a huge, huge career shift for me. So I'm hoping that, we can continue to be kind of like that beacon for some of our chapter members and continue to be a resource. We're here. We're always happy to hop on a call and talk. And I'm always happy to hop on the call and talk if you want to vent or just share what's going on in your proposal space. Always happy to hear from everyone. And that's it. That's me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Tamara.
Oh man, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I'm a little nervous. So I am from the NCA chapter. My name is Tamara Fuller. I am a senior proposal developer for Emergis Healthcare Staffing. We're staffing, yes, staffing. We are part of the family of companies for Allegis Group. So happy to be here. I am actually the co-chair for the Mid-Atlantic Conference for the
Cool.
NCA chapter. And I promise you things are gonna get a little bit better. So don't, I know everyone's moseyed, but now I feel like I got a mosey to the Chesapeake chapter.
Mosey on
Um,
over.
I
But I'm sure that you're making a big impact over with the MCA.
we're trying. We
Yeah.
are trying. So if you see me here, I may or may not do a little bring it on and steal a couple ideas to send over there. But the goal is for NCA to take all of these great lessons that you guys have provided and hopefully be a better resource to our members moving forward. And there's nothing wrong with lessons learned and getting better. So I'm really happy that you all are willing to share and Yeah, I'm just moseying.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much.
Welcome. And we are good friends with the other
Yes.
chapters. We partner on a lot of things. We co-sponsor webinars, and so it's just nice to have a chapter that's closer to you so that it's easier to do those in-person events like our happy hours and lunches, whereas it's a little bit more difficult to get to Northern Virginia for some of us.
I will say I feel like I'm very much odd out, so I actually should belong to the Hampton Roads chapter. I'm in Virginia Beach. But my company is from Columbia, Maryland, so I do travel often. So I feel like I'm semi-part, I can mosey in the territory.
For sure.
Awesome.
Sherry, did I get you yet?
You did not.
All right, Sherry.
See if I can.
You're
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Sherry Harrim. I do proposal operations at SMX. It's going to celebrate my 25 years here in a couple of months. And then I've been a member of the Chesapeake chapter. This is my second year. Filled the role of secretary last year, got to go to BPC and spend some time with all these great members of the chapter. And this year I'm supporting, I guess, a vice chair for the programs committee.
Awesome. Thank you. Next, I've got Victoria Lord.
Hello. Apologies in advance for any background noise. I'm multitasking, but I too am from the NCA chapter. We're just here to say hi. I am a proposal manager with a company called Itility. I'm here in the Herndon, Virginia, Northern Virginia area. Brenda, I think I recall we were working on some webinars. So I know that we as NCA and Chesapeake like to work together. But yeah, we just want to be friends. So we're just here to hang out.
Excellent. Yeah, always happy to have friends on the calls. Matt.
Okay, I'm Matt Doyle. I work for Impact Strategic Consulting in Houston, Texas, but I discovered the Chesapeake chapter via LinkedIn shortly after I joined APMP about 2.5 years ago and found all these awesome monthly webinars and stuff. The Lone Star chapter here uh, is a good group, but I mean, they got to cover Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Houston. And here in Houston, we probably have a couple luncheons a year get togethers. So this really is a great educational and networking experience. And I've been a proposal writer manager for almost 10 years now in the emergency management, disaster recovery realm. So maybe someday we'll have some major storms that we can respond to and help communities out, but also branching out into some other uh, areas that we can do good work in. So, you know, between this chapter, my chapter here, and just the national chapter, I get a lot of education, which is awesome. So thank you for allowing this carpetbagger to join every month.
We appreciate it, and we appreciate you stopping by to say hello when we were at BPC.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Alta.
Hi, hello everyone. I'm sorry, I'm not turning my camera on. I'm not presentable. Like everybody's looking so cute right now. I am the treasurer for the Chesapeake chapter, and I've been loving every moment of it. It's a wonderful group, and I've been part of APMP for 5 years now. And in my position with treasurer, I've been for a little bit over a year. So great to be here. Thank you.
Thanks, Alta. Ayana.
Sorry, I was trying to find the mute button. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ayana, and I am a vice chair on the program committee. I am a proposal manager within NV5, Acuren Conglomerate. I've been a part of APMP for some years. I was initially located in Baltimore, Maryland, but then I moved to the Carolinas. A few folks tried to push me for the Carolina chapter. I did visit an event. I wasn't impressed, unfortunately, and I'm here. And I love the people that I work with. It's been a great opportunity.
And we appreciate all you've done for the board. Thank you.
Absolutely. We're happy to hold on to you, even though you're living down in the Carolinas.
I still come up to Maryland from time to time, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm living currently in Pennsylvania, so I don't like I guess there's probably a Philadelphia chapter or something, but I'm sticking with
83
Chesapeake.
can take you right back down to
Well,
Baltimore.
exactly, and I've gotta head back down after this call anyway. Hoping to make a move to Annapolis next year, but so I'll be sticking around Chesapeake. Tony. Tony, are you available? If not, all good. Thanks, Sam. Eliande? Or if I've missed anyone, feel free to come off mute and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Nancy. I got skipped. I'm up in Harford County near Aberdeen Proving Ground, and I've been a proposal manager for over 20 years. I left the business a few years ago to run a different business and got lured back a year ago, so I'm just now rejoining APMP.
Welcome back.
I have a question, Cal, if it's okay.
Please.
I'm curious, who has signed up to go to BPC this year? I'm going. Brenda, you're teaching and speaking. Melissa, are you going?
I'm not approved. But
Fingers
that could
crossed.
change any day now, you know. I've got it penciled in.
What if we all harass Tracy on her webinar?
We should all send her an email and say,
Yeah.
listen.
We need Mel there. Well, how am I, Mel? How am I supposed
I don't
to without
know.
you sitting it right in front of me?
There's just so many things that have been delayed that have delayed our revenue streaming.
You are my emotional support proposal manager. I don't know what I'm supposed to do without you.
I'm gonna do my best to impact this decision soon. But I will miss it because I would love to go to Colorado again.
Well, I hope that things turn around, and I hope everyone can join us. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing a table at registration, but if we are, please stop by and say hello.
Definitely, and we'll make sure that if we'll get the Chesapeake group together for a photo at least. I wanted to, before we hop into a couple trivia things, just see if there's anything that's been, happening in your world of proposal management, or anything going on that has been grinding your gears. And also, very selfishly, I wanted to collectively pick the hive mind of my company has a business development life cycle. I wrote a year ago about our processes based on the body of knowledge and everything. And we have a new BD team, almost entirely new, where now the capture managers are writing proposals. And then by the time they get to me, I am doing a ton of rewrite and engaging SMEs way too late. And I just wanted to see if anybody else has ever had that issue or has any advice on how to tackle that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Brenda's just laughing. I can see totally rocking that executive summary and doing the win themes and or proof points, things like that. But to be writing extensive amount of prose without the subject matter expert seems a little backwards.
Yeah. It's been frustrating trying to get people on board with engaging early because even though that is part of the process, what's been happening is capture managers are learning about their opportunities and getting them qualified, and then they're building proposals themselves in our software. And then with about a week to a week and a half to go, that's when they let me know about it. And they say, why haven't we had a kickoff yet? I can't have a kickoff for something I don't know.
Yeah. I'd love to hear about other people's strategies. I love a good RASI and in a BD roadshow
Yeah.
because I find that especially when you work for larger companies, there can be some turnover, some adjustments and roles. And so you might have a bunch of newbies who don't know the process, don't know necessarily what their role is or what the lanes are, or may have come from a different group that do things differently. But I think if you level set and get ahead of that before RFPs are released so that people know what their lane is and what they're responsible for and the timing.
Yeah.
Hell, I know one thing that, I'm starting to do is when new BD and capture people come on board, I'm making a very direct effort to reach out to them and introduce myself and my team to them, and just kind of really right off the gate, I'm steering them the way I want them to go versus them getting in the mix with the rest of the folks who have been there for a while and doing their own thing. So something like that might be helpful. I'll let you know how it works out as we move forward.
Yeah, let me know how it works out. I'm trying to work with our quality team to develop some training via our like training thing called Chameleon. So
Mhm.
we've been making videos and doing voiceovers for those about life cycle and process and everything. So
Yeah.
hopefully that helps with onboarding new folks. But
Mhm.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
teach
just trying
them
to
dogs.
Yeah, trying to build those relationships with them right from the get-go is something that I'm working on. Before they get sucked into, even though they're a part of our CGO team, our growth team, they're assigned to the business units and they get kind of pulled in. So trying to get that strong relationship built right out of the gate is something I'm really focusing on. Some of
Are
them are
you
long gone. Long gone, hard, going to be hard to change, but work on the newbies at least.
Kel, you mentioned they were pulling stuff out of the database. Are you responding to mostly Q&A RFPs, like commercial side, or more technical approaches,
We've been
broadly
doing
speaking?
a bit of a mix. The ones, when it's a Q&A, it's easy enough for me to go in and make adjustments. When it's technical, they're using the database, they're using our proposal management software, but the things that are getting pulled out of that are, I end up doing
Yeah.
just tons of rewrite because they quite frequently don't even know how to work the proposal management software, despite attempting to have training. So part of it might be a morale thing and a team building thing as well. But yeah.
Yeah, I found so two ideas that have worked elsewhere. Um, I usually will have my capture managers. Sometimes they're talking to me, sometimes they're not, but I try to restrict them to work in bullets only,
Mm-hmm.
which will help you reshape any of the standard responses later. So that's actually useful. And going from a full text back to proper full text is a
Mm-hmm.
nightmare. I hear you.
Yes.
The other thing that some of my clients do just as a standard procedure is they have to engage with the proposal team before they can get access to the database. And the proposal team will make sure they do a proper solutioning session and follow that process. So that's a little more hard rails, but you can also potentially show better efficiency and better win rate when people actually follow that process.
Yeah.
So that's more persuasive.
Mm-hmm.
Because the capture guys are going to want to win. So if you can help them win.
Yeah. Well, and that's been I think part of it is that the capture manager, you know, they all want to win. They also, there's an ownership quality that they
ownership. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's been a struggle. And that trying to get them to loosen up so we can use the process. Martha asked, I'm curious how people are using AI. I was curious what if anyone else on this call has an AI or proposal management software. You know, at BPC, we all pick up all the pens. So I was wondering if anybody was using any.
We use Visible Thread as, you know, writing support. But I'm curious how everyone else is starting to integrate, because it seems like a lot of companies think of it as this magical panacea, but yet don't necessarily have a strategy for it.
Hey, Martha, we are very lucky. We have access to just about everything. We use multiple AI tools, but as I put in the comments, with heavy guardrails. And it is becoming, you know, less of a, you know, help me writing and stuff like that, and more, you know, as an actionable workflow and things like that. So and, you know, getting the most out of it. But like I say, I read an article about it for our newsletter. I'm sorry, our website, and looking at about 70 AI tools. And like I say, there's tons of them out there, and there are new ones every day. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I've seen. So I know one large company is using Pro SCI and likes it. That one seems more than just writing a little bit. Other folks, it's kind of hit or miss. Like I used Visible Thread in the past. I like Visible Thread. But a lot of places are still just experimenting. But what I've found is useful beyond getting past writer's block. So SMEs who just get stuck, it's a nice crutch to get them over the hurdle and get a straw man at least. But the other thing is to have it find the weak spots, or where you're not very clearly hitting the evaluation criteria, and recommending tweaks. So kind of as a writing companion instead of the actual writer, to kind of go and see, what am I missing? How could this better touch on all of the evaluation criteria for the section, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we currently use GovDash, which is they've done a lot to improve their product over the last couple of years. They're incredibly responsive. You know, when we said we want a compliance matrix that comes out in an Excel format, and we want it to have X, Y, and Z, they said, okay, give us 3 days, and went back to their developers and did that and worked with it. And there are a few things about GovDash that I like. I like when I get to use it and my capture managers aren't trying to use it by themselves, because I know how to get it to make sure that, you know, one issue that I was having was capture managers were giving me a document that was 70 pages and the limit was 20. So teaching it how to use it, what to look for and everything. And it is getting better and better. We have a lot of guardrails in place as well. We have a team that's CMMC and like FedRAMP. So we did a lot of work when integrating our past contracts and past performance and resumes into it. So I think that's important. Matt, you are so right about SMEs putting their content into ChatGPT. I held a meeting with our ISG technical team last year, and I looked at them all in the eye, and I was like, if any of you give me ChatGPT, I will. I was like, I will call you and scream into your ear, just scream. Um, I, uh, um, so lately they've been doing the bullets. They've been sending me, that team at least has been very good about sending me bullets. And then I really like to, because I have a fine arts background, not a technical background, I like to then get on a call and say, okay, explain it to me like I studied poetry, which I did. uh, and that usually helps me get a much better understanding and helps put out a much clearer product. So I think that that's been useful. um, I also love the people at GovDashMat. They're great. Um, SME use of AI speak. Yeah.
I had to laugh because I was talking to someone, and it's funny how people get so spun up. There are people who like Oxford comma or don't, and it amazes me how many conversations you have with people, either in volunteer work or proposals or whatever the venue is, arguing certain points, and it's the hill they're willing to die on. And I had to laugh because someone said, "Well, ChatGPT said." And I was like, that may be true, but that ChatGPT said that, but what they ChatGPT said was not true. So it's like arguing regardless versus irregardless. So just because something started off one way and it's become part of the vernacular doesn't mean it's right.
Well, and I just helped my partner reverse engineer something that she had received. She works in content, and she had received a big claim. Like a study showed something, and she was like, okay, I need to cite this. And when looking for it, she found like five other websites that cited the same exact claim, but no one actually cited the study of it. And I was like, they probably all got that statistic from ChatGPT. So take it to ChatGPT and ask it where it pulled it from.
Yeah.
And I've found myself doing that quite a bit, reverse engineering it, and
then check
asking it
the
to cite its source.
source to make sure it actually says what it's saying,
And that's exactly
it
what she
doesn't
did. And
modify.
she ended up going in and realizing that, like, okay, it was kind of saying this, but what it was really saying is this. So yeah, just it is not a perfect machine by any stretch of the imagination. So it's certainly important to check that source. I am Team Oxford comma as well. Again, I have a fine arts background. I big fan of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to laugh because, the style guide for organizations change over time, and sometimes Oxford comma will be out of favor, or then it's back in, and you have to go back and update all your boilerplate to add commas in. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
At least the two spaces to one space between sentences is an easy fix.
Yes. Yes.
I think I've finally gone back through all of our old stuff and gotten rid of all the double spaces. That was typically the first thing that I would do when I would start anywhere. Does anyone have proposal nightmares? Martha, do you?
I do. I have not supported, so the Department of State was my customer 2 companies ago.
Oh.
And if I have a nightmare, it's usually I am late delivering a bid to the Department of State in Arlington. And I'll wake up and my heart will be racing because I've missed, and there's not a lot of in-person deliveries in my line of work. So I just find it interesting that instead of I haven't studied for a college exam, now it's it's that.
Does anyone else have proposal nightmares? Victoria said only while awake.
And sometimes I'll work on resumes or past performance in my dreams all night, and I wake up and I'm so angry because I still have to format resumes.
Yeah, I had one recently where in my dream I had done an entire slide deck for an orals. And I woke up and I was like feeling so good. I was like, oh, it's done. It looks good. I feel so good about this. And I opened my computer and no, I did not do that. So it was a good dream, but it was a nightmare when I woke up.
Hopefully you came out of it with some really good ideas.
I
And so
did. Yeah, I had some decent thoughts that I had to jot down before because I lose my dreams fairly quickly. So I had to jot those down. I still occasionally have the nightmare that I'm working at Sears on Black Friday.
Oh, that's great. I still have deadline nightmares. Like I forgot to submit or someone never confirmed receipt. And they're like, did you get that confirmation? I'm like, yeah. Search, definitely never got it.
Yeah, Jen, your nightmare is not being able to reach the people who have to sign off on the proposal the day it's due. That was me last week. So much so that on Friday night, my boss texted me and said, "You did too much this week," which was true. Take a friend out to dinner, expense up to $100. So that was nice. But I wish I hadn't had to go through it. Your favorite writer's block tool? Does anyone have a favorite writer's block tool?
we've talked about that. So, it made me think of it with your sleeping and waking up and getting inspired. So I'd been at I can't remember what the workshop was, but BPC and talking about people going for a drive and how that opens up your creativity or taking a shower. Brenda says taking a walk. Matt walks.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say the same thing, like go for a walk or a coffee, whichever adventure I need at that moment. Usually both, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I like to take the dog out. I would frequently turn to lap swimming for writer's block, and I do a lot of like personal essays as well as creative writing. And so if I'm having a block in one area, sometimes I'll try to explore another area. For those of you that do multidiscipline writing, Victoria said Pilates. I am attempting to get into yoga, doing a really bad job of it. I've been to like two so far this year, but I'm working on it.
There's some chat on the nightmares. Brenda said Microsoft Team synchronization nightmares. That is the worst. I had a file that I ended up rebuilding the file today because I kept getting, and I'm the only one that's getting the error that it won't save the draft and it won't let me close Word, and I have to go into Microsoft and close the task. And portal nightmares. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one that has a submittal nightmare.
I had last week as well. I had to combine 45 separate PDFs into one PDF. I had to do a merge, and it took about 45 minutes for them all to merge together. And I had not received the PDFs until about 50 minutes before the proposal was due. And it was a nightmare. I may or may not have cried. You can see why my boss bought me dinner that weekend. Yeah, that was a bit rough. And we like getting it, and it had to go through a portal, which was a nightmare in and of itself. Thankfully, we had a decent relationship with the contracting officer. So we got everything submitted on time, but we were like, you know what? We actually have no idea what ended up in that portal. Here are all the documents. And he was great. He was like, oh yeah, like don't worry, I'll double check the portal and double check this document. And he was wonderful to work with, which is not always the case with contracting officers, but that was a waking nightmare for me.
That is horrible. This is gonna date me, but back in the day, we used to do what we called the dead man, where if there was a physical submittal, we would send one UPS, one FedEx, and we were so behind that I made it to FedEx, but not UPS. And I sat in my car and cried. And this is pre 9/11, so I ended up putting it on an airplane, like counter to countering it. And I think that's where my late submission nightmare probably started.
Yeah, for sure. I can't remember if it was someone on this group or someone in my company told me a story about when they had to submit a hard copy and they were going to hand deliver it, and they had picked it up from the printer, and they had it in the trunk of the car, and then the car got rear-ended and they were sitting in front of the building and they couldn't open the car.
Oh, how awful.
Yeah, I'll switch over and we'll do our oh, they lost it within their own building in
Oh, how awful.
Good. I'll tell my brother about that. He's a mailman. I love that. I will share and I've got 3 trivia questions, 2 of them Olympics, because like we talked about early on, that's where my head's been, and one of them a bit more proposal management if we need a tiebreaker. Let me go over my screen. Hello, welcome back. All right. Oh, okay. Share. Sweet. All right. We will use the chat function for this. So drop your response in the chat, and if someone who can see the chat can keep an eye on that for me, Brenda or Martha, that would be
gotcha.
Thank you so much. Okay, let me come on. Here we go. Curling stones can weigh up to about A, 22 pounds, B, 32 pounds, C, 44, or D, 55.
Matt's the first one in. He says 44 pounds.
Matt, you got it. Absolutely. It really kind of puts into perspective when you're bending over and pushing that weight. I'm trying to move house right now, and my back goes out about every other day. Okay. And all Olympic curling stones and 2/3 of all curling stones come from which country? A, Canada, B, Scotland, C, Norway, or D, Sweden?
Matt's, well, we'll let more people respond, but
yeah.
Anyone else? Matt chimed in first with Norway.
No.
Okay. Brenda said Scotland.
Brenda's got it.
Yay, Brenda.
All Olympic curling stones and 2/3 of all of the other curling stones used in recreation come from a small island in Scotland where it's a volcanic slate or granite island where the granite creates a really unique tight pattern. Like you can kind of see in the stones themselves. And they mine there, which I went down a rabbit hole of learning about very recently. Okay, and our last question deals with APMP. APMP was founded A, May 1988, B, August 1990, C, May 1987, or D, August 1989.
Anybody else want to put in a guess? Ayana chimed in first with 1990.
No.
Jen says 1987.
Uh-uh.
Matt also said 1990. Brenda said 1987. And Alta said August of 1989.
Alta's got it. Yeah. Well done. We went through 3 questions, 3 winners. Brenda, I don't know how we typically set that up, or yeah.
Alta says she's got the founding document. So
yeah. All right.
Typically what we do is you know, the nod board members win.
Perfect.
So
congratulations, Matt. Well done on guessing the weight of the stones.
And I don't know if you saw it, but Sherry asked where curling originated. Do we know?
Let's find out.
ChatGPT.
Let's see.
While you're looking that up, I since we're quickly drawing to the end, I really appreciate Cal organizing this virtual lunch. It is so nice to be able to get together with everyone. Brenda, do we have an in-person luncheon planned yet? Or should I ask Melissa or Cal that?
We are in the planning stages.
Yes, we are. We will get together with the program committee to lock down a date. I'll be out of the country the entirety of March, so I'm pulling for April.
Okay. And Brenda answered,
yes.
Did you get the same answer that it's Scotland?
Yes, it originated in Scotland. The earliest written record is Paisley, Scotland in 1541. But the oldest known curling stones have been dated 1511. We just completed the trivia as well. And yeah, again, I'd like to thank everybody for participating, for, playing hive mind as well, to talk about things that, we all deal with. And I really hope that everyone has a wonderful rest of your week. This was a nice interlude.
Thanks, Cal, and everyone else.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.